Live right now, the American Idol winner Trent Harmon here at AfterBuzz Studios. What are we waiting for? Zach buzzes in.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Listen to the jam. This is a special request from, not only our guest, but the American Idol Season 15 champion, Trent Harmon!
Thank you.
Yeah!
What is up, AfterBuzz, American Idol Nation? I'm JC Rubio, and this is the American Idol After Show interview with Season 15 champion Trent Harmon. My heart is beating so hard right now, guys. I'm so excited. We are so excited, but let's introduce the rest of our panel, starting with the lovely lady to my left.
Hey everybody, I'm Kanian, and I'm so excited to be here.
And across the table.
I'm Stephanie Giorgi. You can follow me on Twitter at Stephanie Giorgi, which I will be on, so please send me your questions.
Likewise, we're live on YouTube. Send us your questions, and we'll get them to Trent ASAP. And, of course, who's running the ones and twos today? Who do we have in the back?
Hey guys, Zach back in the booth.
Nice. All right. So first off, can we all say this? Congratulations!
Hey, thank y'all for real.
Yeah, of course.
Honestly, you've shown us so much your journey. Okay, I'm going to editorialize a little bit here.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead. Ready, set, go.
Audition. Knew it. Called it.
Yeah.
He did.
Wow.
Called it.
Really?
Called it. I'm telling you, you got us from the start.
Mm-hmm.
But how did you get that crown at the very end? How did you do that? Because that fight was incredible between you, LaPortia, Dalton, everyone. But LaPortia at the end, I mean, come on, that's like heavyweight champs going at it.
I knew that I could not ever get comfortable. The second that I got comfortable, I knew I'd get cut. So at every moment, every time my phone would ring, every time a 310 number I would think I was getting cut. I would just keep that chip on my shoulder at all times that you can go home just like anybody else. Singing doesn't matter. There's so many intangibles to American Idol. It's 10% singing. This is what it's about. Like it's loving on folks, talking to people, being nice to every human that you come into contact with. Not because you want them to vote for you, but just because that's what American Idol is. You know, that's what you're supposed to do. And so I treat it like a job. Like that's what I said. That's why I don't want my parents out here, because this is a job. You don't take your parents to work with you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so let's talk about that.
We're going to be so stoked about what you say. I can already tell his face.
No, speaking of which, okay, I'm going to jump right there because you brought up your parents.
Yeah.
When they showed up, did that throw you off?
It was a real surprise. Like people were like, "Oh, you knew that they were there." No, if you go back and watch the feed, like I looked at the screen. I thought they were going to be on Skype or something. And when I saw my mom come around the corner, I just like, "Oh crap, Mama!" I couldn't believe it. Yeah, and it was perfect because I didn't want him to come unless I made it to the finale. But since it was a surprise, I gave him a pass.
We said that we're like, wait, guys, Trent might be pissed because he has some superstition that y'all are messing up.
I do. They were so cool though that they said, hey, I thought they were gonna like exchange pleasantries and talk and like that, and I said, hey guys, how you doing? And they said, look, you have 2 more songs to sing. Don't talk to us.
Wow.
Good job.
Go do your thing. Go do your thing, and we'll talk tonight. And I was like, thank you for being awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for being awesome.
Rick Barker was here last week.
Yeah.
And he talked about your work ethic, and I can see that comes from your family. Is that where you kind of learned it from?
Yeah, I mean, I work on a farm and a restaurant. I mean, if you can't work, you don't make it. And I mean, I just carried those principles over to this. Like it just bled over into Idol, and I don't know anything except work. Wake up and go to work. So.
Yeah.
And it started at an early age, right? Because I believe it was at the age of 5. Your mom taught you Amazing Grace.
Yeah.
Was it?
Well, she didn't really teach it to me. She just said, "Hey, Trent, sing this part of Amazing Grace." And so I sang the melody. And she said, "Well, can you sing this part?" And she would sing the first note, and then I would carry out that. That was the harmony. And she said, "Well, can you sing this harmony?" And I would sing this, and she just kept picking different parts. And I guess her brain was exploding. I didn't know what I was doing.
Okay, so you didn't know. So you were your mom was telling you. When did you fall in love with singing?
The earliest age that I remember thinking that music was something that I enjoyed doing was like 2, maybe 3. I have conscious memories of being 2 and 3 and sitting in the floor and knowing what music was. I didn't know what to do with it at that age. I just knew that it was something that I enjoyed doing.
Wow.
That's amazing.
And to bring you to last night, just that journey, has it sunk in yet?
No. And I don't know when it may not it may take a week, a year. And I don't know. Like, I don't know at what point. Just earlier, I was over at Kiss FM and Kiss X, and I realized this is where I was with the top 24, and that's when I was like so pumped. I was like, holy cow, top 24. This would have been back in December. I was like, this is you made it, top 24, you made it. And going back, that was nothing. I mean, that was like before the hard work even began,
right.
You know. And it's like I've come so far.
It seems like every step you took with a touch of gratitude as well.
Yeah. I mean, nobody likes a jerk. Nobody likes, not even jerks. Jerks don't like other jerks, you know. So like, just be nice to people, you know.
I was so grateful for that when when I met you, because we have our opinions. We are very honest on this show when we recap. And me and Jason and I always laugh because we say our minds always change the second we start doing press, because then we find out how cool they are. And one thing that I will have to say, any little kid, or what I was describing to Rick last week, was that there was one time that we were doing press, and there was a kid trying to get a picture with you, and one of the ladies were mentioning, you know, oh, would you do it? You were the only one that came up, and you saw him before you saw anyone else, and you got down, and you said hi to him, and I was like, oh my God, you're so cute. And it was just wonderful because it makes a difference. Like, you're really engaging with everyone, which I think helps with the voting, but regardless of that, it's like, it makes it, I don't know.
It just shows what kind of person you are.
Right.
I was that kid.
Okay.
You know, I was that kid, and you know, I remember going and seeing, I think it was Brooks and Dunn. So this would have been a country concert, and I got to talk to one of them, you know, and you know, Ronnie Dunn came out and he talked to me for just, and I was a little older than that little fella. I may have been 10. He was probably 6 or 7, but like, he took a second and talked to me, and I just remember I was like, that's so cool, you know. He could talk to anybody he wants to in the world. He talked to me, you know. I remember he even got down like on his knee and talked to me, and he talked to me face to face. He didn't talk to me from up here. So
that's what you did.
Anytime I talk to kids, I get on their level, you know. Like, I just did a set over at Kiss, and like I sat on the ground because they were sitting on the floor, you know. So I'm gonna sit on the floor with them, you know.
That's awesome.
So full circle.
Yeah.
In the end, instead, you know, we say the American Idol champion, but in the end, I'm just Trent.
Yeah. I don't want to be anybody else, you know. And if I don't make it being me, then I'll go back to cows.
Right.
Yeah.
I always called you farm to table soul.
Yes.
Farm to table. I like that. I like that.
Well, let's talk about last night. You know, I mean, what was it like being in the atmosphere, just being around so many stars from the history of the show? Because you studied, I can tell just from what was in your diary. You're a student. I mean, what did you get out of last night's experience outside? Oh, just winning the show as well.
It was so surreal because I'm bumping elbows with these David Cooks and these David Archuleta's and Daughtry and Carrie Underwood, and now I'm bumping, well, maybe not Carrie, but I'm bumping into him in the bathroom. Right? And I'm bumping into him. I'm not bumping into Carrie in the bathroom, but like, I'm seeing these people, and I'm like, oh, excuse me, Mr. Cook, you know, I'm sorry, Mr. And they, you know, David Cook, he said, sir, you don't have to talk to me like that anymore.
I love when you do that, when you say Miss J-Lo, I'm like, oh.
Yeah, and like, you don't have to do that anymore. You're with us.
Yeah.
And but like, I'm not. You know, I don't have a proven track record. You know, I haven't gone out and done what they did. You know, but yeah. I mean, everything that everyone has ever said to me, I write it in that diary because I'm trying to get a job. Maybe I have a job now, but until last night, I didn't have a job. I was not employed by anybody to do music for anyone except myself. So I go back and read and reread and reread and reiterate those notes to myself, and you know, it had to pay off, you know. You know, and speaking of it, it was such a magical show, but we all came here for the final moment. And that moment was your first thought when Ryan said your name. It was worth it. Staying up late, getting up early, you know, singing in the mirror until 4 and 4:30 in the morning, knowing I had to be up at 6, you know, it was worth it. And I've been given this answer a lot, but like, music is such a crapshoot. You know, you put all this investment in, all this and time is money, and you know, money is money, and you put it into it, and you don't know if you're going to get a return, and a lot of times you don't in music. Like, that's pretty much by and large. Last night I got that return back tenfold. Okay. Yeah. Now from that moment to the next moment, how the heck did you sing your song? How did you sing? I swear, that's like the worst thing. Go ahead.
I think you're the only idol that's gone through the entire song without breaking down.
Yes!
That was amazing.
I'm good. I'm finally gonna say it. Like, I feel like I finally. You have to be a professional. Like you had to be a professional at your craft, and like it wasn't time to cry for me. That was when people wanted to hear me sing my song, and so I sang it.
Right.
You know, like that. I don't know. I may be too ultra business mode all the time, but like they wanted to hear me. And you know what? The song's doing well on iTunes. And
yes,
maybe if I had broken down and cried, it might not be, because they say I slobbered and spit it all over the microphone. They didn't care that I did that. They wanted to hear me sing the song.
Yeah,
So,
it's already top 10 iTunes, right?
I think so.
Yeah,
I think it's doing pretty well. He's
Congratulations.
number one on pop.
Is it
Wow.
Yeah.
You know, it's so crazy to hear like your work ethic because, you know, to be perfectly honest, I voted for LaPortia.
Yeah.
That was who I kind of wanted. But what I love about your work ethic and the way that you swing, the way that you are, is that can't nobody be mad about it. Like
Right.
when you know, because you're genuinely happy, and like when you had that bit of like crying, the first thing you said was like, I worked. Like you're like, damn, like you deserved it. You know, you did deserve it. It was just a matter of like who people wanted to vote for, and that's
Yeah.
all.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I wasn't gonna say anything important. I'm just talking.
No, but that's what I'm saying. But like,
Well, I was gonna say that, you know, I kind of realized now. I got to talk to Dalton earlier, and he said, you know, I don't know if you realize it or not, but he said I started wondering, you know, 2 months ago, whenever, because Dalton and I weren't really friends. We were in separate groups for a lot of different things. He said 2 months ago, when you and I started kind of being homies, I started thinking, you know, maybe is this dude, because Dalton he's killing the game on socials.
Yes, he is.
And he said, you know, anytime I have that social is mine, and you know, if somebody gets close to me, I'm thinking, you know, maybe they're trying to get some of my followers, and it's a game. And he said, I knew within, you know, like a day you weren't. He said, I knew. He said, you were just trying to be the homie. Yes. And he said, I knew that if and when I got cut, my people were going to go to you, you know. And he said, that was the difference.
Okay.
He said, that was the difference, Trent. He said, you got my people backed you.
So now in a friendly way, so are you giving him like 5% of your future?
We got to draw it up.
There was no contract.
I'll give Dalton 7. He's that friend.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's he's fam.
That's
Yeah.
how, you know, and we talk about the business mode, because we knew from start to finish that you were all business. What were the fun moments? Were there fun moments for you? Because I mean, I know your focus it's Will Smith is that focus, it's that laser focus, and you have that. Were there ever times for fun?
Yeah, but we can't talk about him. Yeah,
We're the internet.
I mean, I didn't do it. We didn't get crazy or anything, but yeah, man, we had fun. I mean, every night, you know, I roomed with Mackenzie for the last bit of this, but for by and large, I was with Manny. And
Yeah, Avalon mentioned that the three of you guys were like the three the Three Stooges.
I love Avalon, but I love Manny Torres to death. Like that, I'll kill somebody like for him. Like if need be, like if I have to. Yeah, he is. I mean, and when he showed up at my home follow,
he did.
What?
he showed up, and I didn't even. I've got it on video. Somebody recorded it, and so I'm talking to these little kids, and I'm down and talking to them, and somebody walks up to me and says, "Hey man, I need to get a steak," and I fell down because I hadn't seen him in over a month, you know, and that's my brother. Like he's fam.
Wow. I wish they show that.
Yeah.
We keep asking questions, but I always say, this is the fans. The fans are asking so many questions right now for you. And let me look at the first one here. And actually, you're number 3 overall on iTunes. That's
really,
yes. The fans are letting us know.
Wow,
it's incredible. Yeah.
Okay, as for a question this is from Bobby Pendragon, I believe. And question for Trent: how do you feel about going country, and how would you like to do in the genre? Yeah, what is your sound like?
You know, I feel like if anybody can define country in 2016, first of all, I will be impressed.
Yeah.
Because Justin Timberlake's thinking about making a country album.
Right.
So that's kind of a case in point for...
Sorry, I'm trying to help him out.
Wait, we got the... Oh, look at you go.
We have tech issues. There
Don't worry, babe. I got you.
Justin Timberlake he's kind of making a country album. Ray Charles made a country album back in the day. So what is country? You know, I talked to Mr. Scott, and he was like, Trent, you sing this, you sing this, you sing this. If you were to go down the country vein, people buy, like country people, they support country music. If you make a hit in country music, you have a career.
True.
And he said, and then you can branch out. You know, he said, but the country people buy their albums. They go to concerts. They go to festivals. They support their own. And I'm country. Listen to me.
I know.
Listen to me talk.
I'm gonna cut you off for a second, because what does Trent want?
I'm good with making a country album. If we go down the right, and Idol has surrounded me with people that I trust. And I don't trust easily. I trust until you give me a reason not to. Mm-hmm. And so far, I trust everybody that they've put in front of me. And so if they say, Trent, I think you can make a country album, they haven't steered me wrong yet. I won the show going by their advice. So there's an argument.
That makes me so happy.
I know.
Yes, okay, so, and I asked the Portia this, and I believe words are power. And I wanted to ask you, where do you see yourself 5 years from now?
I want to make an album, like, you know, and I hope it doesn't take 5 years. But I want to create a body of work that I can hand to people at the end of a concert. And that's all I've wanted to do forever. And, you know, I've had so many people that say, yeah, man, I can do that for you. Everybody's got a cousin in Nashville. Everybody's got a homie in Los Angeles that's going to do that. And nobody ever does it for me. Like, I go and eat, and I'm big on, like, relationship before money. So, like, I want to go eat dinner with them and sit down and create some kind of relationship before, and I try to put my end in, and I never hear back from them, you know. And so now it's like, I got somebody that's going to help me do it, you know.
Fantastic. I mean, Trent, I know you on zero sleep, been up since like 3:45. We are honored that you came in today.
No, I'm actually having the most fun I've had all day.
That's what they say when they come in.
Honestly,
that's what they always say.
I'm not being funny. Like,
We'll
That's
send
so
you the
good.
check.
You see, no, I'm trying to hear your sense of humor, because when we did a press conference with Dalton, he was laughing at, like, just thinking about some of the jokes, and then he tried to describe. He's like, you know what? Actually, maybe he doesn't show it off that much because his humor's not appropriate for TV. Now, we're not on TV; we're on the internet.
Yeah.
So
And anything goes on the internet.
exactly.
Well, and it's my humor. They say I'm funny. I don't say I'm funny. You know, Mackenzie, the night before he was cut, unfortunately, he said, Trent, you are the funniest human. He said, and we were walking down the hall to our room. He said, you're the funniest dude I've ever met in my life. And I said, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I just walked in the room. I didn't know what to say, you know, but I don't know why they think I'm funny. I just say words.
I can imagine you. I feel like Southern people, and then people who, like, work, like, you know, there's a what is it called, colloquialisms, like, you know, just like metaphors, like jokes, like you probably gotta say for everything. That's why the cow doesn't.
That's what they make fun of me about. They're like, I say, oh, that's like if you did this and this. Like, what does that even mean? That's not real words. That's not real words.
You know, and you brought something out and bringing it back, that you're all about the fans and connecting. And a fan had a great question, and this is Noah M. And question for Trent. I'm a struggling musician from Mississippi. We are so proud of you. What would your advice to someone like me be?
That's a great question. 1 year ago to the day, April 7th, 2015, I moved out of my house from mom and dad, and I told them I'm going to go do music. I don't know where I'm going. I'm going to go rent a U-Haul, and I'm moving. I don't know where I'm going, but and I took a year, and 1 year to the day, I won Idol.
Damn.
No.
You can't make that up. You can't make that up. And don't quit. Like, Noah, I know you want to be a musician right now, but I'm not sure how old you are, but like in a year you might want to be a fireman, or you might want to be a lawyer, or you might want to be a soldier, whatever. Do it for 1 more year before you quit. You don't know what could happen. And you may not make it in music on the level of something that's relevant across the United States. I didn't ever think I would. If anybody thought that they were singing in the shower at 2 o'clock in the morning, they were like, man, I can make it on Idol if I could ever get there. It was me, but I never thought I would. I never thought I would.
Really? Even after, because I've watched your YouTube stuff, and you were fantastic. You were born with this gift, and you never thought that.
People they don't believe it till they see it on TV. It's like they can know they can know how good you are, but it's even my family, like my mom and dad wrote me a note and I read it on the way to Hollywood Week back in November, and it said, Trent, you're probably not going to make it through Hollywood Week, and that's okay. We still love you.
You're very they're realists.
I mean, they were, and you know, maybe it was some weird reverse psychology, like something. But you know what? I kept that note, and I would read it, and I'm like, I'm gonna prove you wrong.
Oh. Sorry, Mom. Sorry, Pop. But I won American Idol.
Yeah, I did.
So what are they saying now?
None we knew you could do. We're just kidding.
They don't really know what to say. Like, I looked over at Dad last night and I said, "Hey, Pops," and he said, "Hello, son." I said, "Do you remember that?" I set him up too. I said, "Do you remember that time?" Remember what? I said, "Do you remember that time that that I won American Idol.
Oh my God.
And he kind of looked at me and he was like, "Yeah, I do." He said, "I'm so proud of you." And he cried. And I bet he's cried 3 times in my whole life. You know,
Really?
he doesn't cry. You know, he cried. He just kind of sat there and ugly cried for a second.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Don't make me cry.
Yeah.
See? And Barnum, before we gotta let you go, because I mean the boy hasn't had anything to eat. I mean, I'm telling you, to describe this journey, how would you describe it?
I'm so glad that I said what I said right whenever I did last night. I worked so hard, and everybody worked hard, but I worked harder. You know, I just looked around and I said, "What's everybody doing?" Yep. Everybody's tweeting. Everybody's on Snapchat. Okay, I'm gonna do it longer. You know, on Valentine's Day, I called over 600 people and wished them Happy Valentine's Day. And that was silly to do that. You know, I wasted a whole day. So they said, you know, you do mass communicating. But I didn't know what to do. You know, that's what Rick and Scott said. They said, "Trent, you're ignorant of what to do. You don't know what to do. But when we tell you to do, wow, you go do it. You go do it." And I worked so hard every day. And God gave me the strength not to give out before it got to the finish line. Mm-hmm. You know,
a lot of the past idols have said that the journey really starts once you win Idol. The hard part starts now.
That's right. All that happened last night was I got to the bottom of the next level up.
I love that you said that. Yeah,
that's all it is. Like, and I'm good with that. This is the dude that sings to cows. Like, I mean, we started from the bottom, okay, and the bottom was here, and now we're just here. Like, and I'm good with that. Just give me a fighting chance, and I'll prove to you, you know, like I'm worth it. You know.
That's awesome.
Amen to that.
Awesome. I mean, the fans are going like crazy, and what you imparted with us, I think, like I said with LaPortia, there's other lessons greater than Idol.
Yes.
And you taught us. I think the fans are seeing the work ethic. If you have a dream, work at it.
Yep.
Cast that line and pull yourself to it.
That's it. You take a risk. If you don't ever take a risk. You know, in farming, because I'm a farmer, you know, 80% of everything you do is a mistake. But it takes that to get to the 20% where you start reaping the benefit. Yeah. Restaurant business too.
Yep.
Oh, we know that.
That's true.
I apply what I learned at, at work to my life in the industry all the time. So I appreciate that. Also, let everyone know, man, keep this work ethic because chivalry is kind of lost. But there's every now and again a little bit of reminders of, people who know what they're doing and how to be and just... It's just like, you're just a good person.
Yeah,
and I appreciate that.
My mentor told me a long time ago, he said, "Trent, love on people. Mm-hmm. I don't care what you're doing in life, you love on people." And that's all you got to do. I don't know what, he said, "I don't know what you'll do, but if you love on people, you're going to make it." And that's all I do. Just be nice. Be nice to people.
With that said, Trent, we got to let you go. Get some rest. Trent, I just want to take the moment.
I get mad every time he says it. I'm like, what are you doing? Just ask another question.
No. We got to let him. The man has got to rest. Our fans are, no, don't let him go. No. We just want to thank you that you gave us your time.
Thank you. I hope I get to come back here at some point.
If you want to.
I really enjoyed this.
Whatever you want.
We absolutely adored having you.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome any day. And stop calling me sir, you southern gentleman.
No, you keep doing that.
I'm not going to quit, man. You got me this far.
Right.
So Trent, where can we find you? Where can people follow you online?
Search my name. I was pretty ignorant whenever I set up all my socials, and I didn't think of anything creative. So it's just Trent Harmon. You search that, and you're going to find me. Trent.harmon.music is my actual Instagram name. But if you search my name on any social, that's what it is. And add me on Snapchat because I put some pretty ignorant stuff up on there. It's my name backwards.
Can we play the single right now before we go?
Yeah,
take us out.
Zach, would that be too much to ask? Let's close the show out.
Gotta throw that in there.
With the winner's song, Mr. Trent Harmon.
Damn.
Thank you so much. So for Steffi, where can I find you?
Y'all can all find me on Twitter at Stephanie Giorgi, on Instagram at @Stephanie and because this is technically my last time for the American Idol after show, I love you guys and thank you so much. It's been a great 4 years and congratulations thank you so much.
Thank you.
Violet?
You can find me everywhere at Violet Kanian, and this has been such an amazing day. Thank you so much for sharing everything with us.
Thank you, man.
And like I said, guys, we can't do the show without you. It meant so much you taking your time with us each week. Find me at jcrubiotv.com. And so finally, for Zach, Steph, Violet, the tremendous Trent Harmon, I'm JC, and we'll see you next time.
Thank y'all.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Can I tell
Buzz
you
you
something funny
later.
now that we're off?
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.